So you're driving through the neighborhood and you see this beautiful Samsung washing machine set out at the curb. Somebody's thrown it out and you're like, this is too good to be true. So you throw it on the truck, and I'm going to show you how to hook it up, check for leaks, and a test wash. So let's go over the hookups. So we need a power supply to the washer, and this is a 6-foot extension cord, and you don't want to go any longer than that. And you want the cord to be plugged into a GFCI outlet, a ground fault circuit interrupter. Now we need to get the water supply to the hot and the cold, and you can do so using a Y connector. Now I got this one at the dollar store for $1. Make sure it has a rubber washer, and that will thread right into the garden hose. Then you will need 2 washer machine hoses. Standard washer machine hose, and one end goes here. Making sure you have a washer. And then we'll do the same to the other side. Then we'll just snug everything up. And these are both in the off position. On. So for now we can just leave them off. Then we can check each side separately. So we're ready for water. We have our power. One other note. I've got the drain hose into a bucket. That way it's not hitting the dirt, splashing back. And you got to keep this hose at a high enough level so the water doesn't drain from the tub when you're washing. Like the washer machine can be this full, and as long as this is higher than the water in the washer, it won't drain out. But if you take it like this and leave it lay on the ground, the washer will never fill. It would just come right out the drain line. Okay, I'm going to turn the water supply on. Now there's probably some air in the hose, so when I first turn the washer on, we might get some... Oh, I need to turn them on. Whoop. So I'm just going to do them both at the same time. So far so good, man. I mean, we're not leaking. So at this point, with the water on, you want to check all the way around the bottom for any water leakage. Now of course, when you're doing a load of wash, you want to choose the hot water and the cold together, because you're checking both systems for a leak. Now with this washer, if I choose quick wash, it's already preset to mix hot and cold together. So we will be able to test both at the same time. Also, this washer comes with a active water jet. There's one check. The other way is to start the load. With this machine, it calculates the weight of the laundry in there to determine the amount of water and all this good stuff. I'll just cut to the action. The main focus we have right now is just to see the water come on. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Looked like the secondary kicked in. That might have been the hot, who knows? But everything's hooked up, both sides, no leaking, working properly. At this point, do a test wash. Run through the whole cycle. That way you test it outside first to prevent a disaster indoors. So many times people take the chance. They're like, ah, it'll be all right. Just throw it in there. They start a load of laundry. It starts acting up. You got water everywhere, right? Especially if you got a leak in the drain system. That's another test we're looking for. The pump and the drain system, you know. If that's not working, you got water everywhere. And if you find a problem out here, start working on it. Outside, on a pallet, sitting up on 4x4s, or if you have a garage. It's doing a little agitation there, but the water's still coming out. It's still determining how much water to fill based on the weight of laundry. Of course, there's no laundry in this one, but so I guess it would fill to the minimum. But we're going to jump to the drain cycle. All right, she be draining. And you want to look underneath? No leaking. Now, if you got that bucket tilted away from the washer, it should run away from the washer. Check it out. Beautiful. Great. Can't be any better. So, let me show you the next hookups. Another way to hook up this baby. Puppy. Okay, for the alternative hookups. Let's say you only have one washer hose. Hook this one on here to your cold. And then hook this end straight onto your hose. Like that. See? Then you take a hose cap with its washer and cap off the adjacent inlet. Just in case water wants to come out this line, it can't. I don't think newer models matter. We could test it right here. Let's do that. Okay, you can hear it's calling for water. Hear the water dropping in. See that? The water is on. You can hear the water going in. And voila! No leaking. But are we calling for hot water? Let's check that. Alright, there it goes. Calling for hot and cold. It's calling for hot. It's not going to get any because there's nothing hooked up. But at least it's not leaking back through. But I do believe on some models, probably more so on vintage, if you don't cap this one, when it calls for water, it will flow right back out. So one last option is if you have one of these laying around. It's a double-ended female connector with washers, and it just screws on the end of a hose, and then you screw it right here onto the washer. It takes the place of a washer hose if you don't have a washer hose. And then you test this side, and then move it over and test this side. And that concludes our test. And again, thank you for watching. Any comments, questions, leave down below.